Guys, welcome back to Sunny Healing. I hope you're doing well. Today's reading is going to be a pick a card on why do people stare at you? Why do they stare at you? What's going on when you come into a new place or even wherever? It could be strangers, it could be family, it could be any kind of social event. Why do they stare at you? So I have three piles for you to choose from. Pile 1 is going to be medicine. Pile 1. Pile 2 is going to be personal power. And pile 3 is going to be rainbow dragon. I'll show you the piles and I'll meet you at your pile. Hi pile 1, how are you? You guys chose medicine? Yes? So let's take a look. Why do people stare at you, pile 1? Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up from this card is some people might feel or sense your healing energy. They might see you as a medicine woman, a medicine man, someone who's able to bring healing. Some of you are portraying yourself that way, whether you realize it or not. Your energy is soothing. So when you come around others, they feel a calming effect. You guys are calming others around you. You bring peace and almost like a stillness of mind. So if people were overthinking, stressing out, this could be in a work environment, it could be in a very busy place. As soon as you show up, or if people are coming close to you, they start calming down. They start feeling that their thoughts are being released and their negative thoughts are being calmed down, and somehow they kind of breathe finally, or take a breath out once they see you, once you guys are around them. And I feel many of you don't even notice this with these eyes closed. If you do, you don't even realize the intensity or the actual true power that you bring. You might know some of it, but you don't realize how much this is important or this is felt from other people around you. Some of you could be indigenous or could have indigenous blood. It doesn't have to be from America. Like I have indigenous blood from Morocco. I'm Amazigh. So some of you could have indigenous blood from any country, any land. This is one of the reasons people look at you or stare at you, because this is almost like unusual to them. They could feel your connection with earth. They can feel your connection with very deep-rooted origins. That you guys are connected to ancient traditions. Whether you can actually wear it. Some of you might wear symbols from your traditions. You don't have to. If you do, this is one of the reasons they stare at you. They're very intrigued by it. I also see some of you might be wearing amulets, or you guys could like to wear amulets, talismans, or different type of jewelry that they don't usually see in people around them. And that's really intriguing. That's something that really catches people's eyes when you guys are around them. You have definitely a lot of peace around you here, pile 1, with this white bird. You bring peace, purity, innocence around you. Even your smile is changing people's moods. So you bring a lot of calm and healing energy when you guys show up. You guys could have also very specific, unique physical traits, especially your face. Your face could be very inspiring or very intriguing. It could actually pull people's curiosity. Your traits are very different, or your traits are very unique. You could have specific physical trait that people notice? For some, the ones who are very sensitive to your energy, by one, they might actually sense that you guys are connected to your higher self. Here, they see a connection with your higher self, that you guys are connecting with your guides on a regular basis, that you guys are very intuitive, but these are only the ones that are already sensitive to that kind of energy. They can actually pick that up, but most people don't really know. They just sense that you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of healing energy, that you might even know a lot of things that, you know, that is not readily available to everybody. So the kind of knowledge or wisdom you bring when people stare at you is sometimes very unique, unexpected. You guys could dress as well in a very colorful way. This is another reason that people stare at you, if you wear specific colors. Yeah, maybe blue, browns, blacks, reds. There's something here about the colors that intrigue others. Let's take a look at your tarot pile one. We have Malika of Swords. This is such a beautiful tarot, by the way. It's called the Sufi Tarot, right? Yes, the Sufi Tarot. So thank you to Marina who sent it to me. It's beautiful. Malika of Swords, she's the Queen of Swords. So we have her. So why do people stare at you, pile one? Malika of Swords. Again, I'm picking up colors. Something about the colors you wear are very rich. There's something very intense and rich and elegant, classy, classic, but at the same time unique, and it's really your own style here, pile one. You guys could have a way with words. So if, for example, you're showing up in a coffee place, people are staring at you because when you speak to the the person who's serving coffee, you might use different words. You guys might use different vocabularies. You might use different your words could be pronounced differently. You guys could have an accent like me. There's something different about the way you use your communication skills that people find that intriguing, so they stare at you. With this beautiful Malika of Swords, another thing I'm picking up here, pile one, is that you guys could be dressing in a very beautiful way. There's something about the way you dress. When you come up in a place, people notice and stare about the way. Maybe you could wear beautiful coats. I'm seeing that. Some of you like to wear beautiful dresses. I also see some of you like to always look proper. There's something about your looks that people stare at, the way you actually show up physically. Pile one, people feel that when you show up, it's not just anything. It's weird. It's like you guys have a lot of power behind you, almost like very strong roots, very strong origins. You kind of like standing on powerful roots or powerful basis kind of thing. So you are being supported, and people can feel that. They don't know from what, from who. I am sensing it is mostly your ancestors that are giving you a lot of support. You guys could have strong roots in your community as well. You guys could be participating to maybe organizing events in your temples, your churches, your synagogues, your mosques. There's something about that that makes you feel powerful or makes you feel grounded. There's something that is very grounded about you. People feel that your power is not surface level, it's actually very deep. Some of you could have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So some of you have different ways of of connecting with others, pile one. It's like your social skills are very prominent here, pile one. Even if if it's not your sun sign, these could be your moon signs or your rising signs. You could have strong air placements in your birth chart. You guys are seen as someone who has strong social skills. So people stare at you because they notice that you're very comfortable when you're in uncomfortable surroundings or in strange surroundings. Even if the insides could be quite tumultuous, you guys could be uncomfortable or maybe even reserved or shy. It doesn't show, pile one. It actually doesn't show. You show up as someone who has a lot of leadership in places where it's really uncomfortable for most people. You guys could be easily socializing with others or have a way with others that make them feel comfortable when you speak to them, and in that way they sense that you're also comfortable. They feel that you're also comfortable even if the settings are different, strange, or uncomfortable for most people. So let's say it's your first day at work, you're starting in an environment that you don't know anyone, you're able to easily socialize and speak to others. People feel as well, there is this sense of having strong boundaries and standards. So when they're staring at you, they're wondering, what is that? Like, how did you get that confidence? Where did they get that kind of confidence level? Many people don't have much standards. Most people easily compromise their standards. And this is something that is intriguing about you because they feel that with you it's not the case. People can't really involve you in things that are, let's say, illegal or weird or something that you don't want to do. You will not do it. Even if most people would actually give in, you're not going to give in. You have values, strong values. Some of you are having some kind of hobby where you use weapons. You guys could be doing martial arts. You guys could have you might shoot guns, or I don't know, you could have some kind of hobby where you're using a weapon, and people can sense that when you show up in a place. It gives you a lot of confidence in terms of the ability of you defending yourself. Not only defending yourself, but also standing up for yourself, being strong in your element. People can feel that. So if you guys have that kind of hobbies where you guys use some kind of weapons, people sense that you have a lot of confidence in terms of your self-defense skills, your ability to stand up for yourself, even physically, not just mentally and socially. If physically, if you are being attacked, you're gonna be able to defend yourself. So you have almost like a sharpness. You might show up as someone who is very strong physically, or comfortable in your physical looks, your physical skin. Some of you have beautiful eyes. I'm hearing blue eyes, dark brown eyes, amber eyes. Something about your eyes stands out, pile one. I'm also hearing people stare at you because many of them actually want to be your friend. Many of them would love to be your friend or get closer to you. Some of you are very standoffish, like me. In some settings, you could show up as someone who's standoffish. So almost like, yes, I am standoffish when I want to be, and I'm very social and able to speak to anyone I want when I want to be. So you're very much listening to your own initiatives, to your own feelings about a situation, and to your own logic and rational side in order to decide whether you actually want to take a step back and not talk to anyone today, or actually contact others and communicate and be in social settings. So you always surprise others in that way. Nobody can actually tell. People know that you have a lot of structure in your life, or at least this is the kind of things you are aspiring to bring structure in your life. Even the way you speak is very structured here, pile one. You have maybe organized speech. You guys could be very good at speaking in public, or people see you that way. I'm also hearing pile one. Many of you show up as someone who's very sweet and easy to the eyes, but then people might think that you're not very smart. But then when you speak, they realize how smart you are, how intelligent you are, how witty you are. Some of you have a great sense of humor, and this is very surprising to others. This is the kind of thing that makes them stare and maybe even scared for some, because they don't really see it coming. They just see you as someone who's beautiful, so they think that you don't have the abilities to speak for yourself or the ability to be intelligent or even have read many books. For you, some of you have read many books, have a lot of book knowledge here. Some of you even have diplomas. I see here some of you have like advanced diplomas. People are not expecting this. Okay, we also have the Three of Staffs, the Three of Wands. So why do people stare at you? Well, people feel that you guys bring expansion. You guys are always taking things to the next level. You're moving forward. You never stop at a place. Once you reach your goal, you actually set up new goals and move forward. You always move into the next steps, and you're able to manifest easily. You're like someone who is not looking back, or who is not someone who would stay too long in a place that doesn't feel right. You do follow your passion and you're moving forward, and many people struggle with that. I feel that people who are looking at you struggle with that, so they're very impressed with your energy. Pile one. I also sense there could be something about your skin. Maybe your skin is beautiful. Maybe you guys could have darker skin than other people around you, or maybe lighter skin than other people around you. This makes them stare because they're not acquainted, or they're not used to seeing that color. So that's not for everybody, but I do sense some of you have that. Pile one, I'm also hearing people might stare at you. For some of you, it's not for all, but you show up with your kids in a place and people stare at you because they don't expect for you to have these kids, or they don't expect to see you with kids. This is not for all, but I am sensing this is a message for someone here that, yeah, something about if you have kids, people feel, they just don't expect it, so they're staring. They just feel that you guys have big plans, big goals, and that you're taking steps towards those big goals. And this is something that is very intriguing to them. How do you do it? I'm hearing that. How do you do it? How can you actually manifest this? How can you move forward this way? You guys could be creating some kind of project or working on something even secretive. So for some, not for everybody, but for some it is secretive, and it kind of intrigues others. Every time people see you in a place, they're staring because they know that you guys are going places. You're just going places. You never just stop in there. So if you're in a new work environment, people see you, they're like, oh my god, this person is so intelligent, they're just so experienced. At some point they're gonna leave, every time. Same if you're showing up in a coffee place, you're doing your thing, people know that you're not going to be there forever. You're going to leave once you get your thing done, or once you get what you needed to get for your personal growth. You're moving forward, so you don't stand still for a long time in the same place, especially if you don't feel that you're growing, or if you're feeling that there is no more growth, right? The things are actually already what was meant for you in that place, you took it, and it's time for you to move forward. People see that. Some of you have a shaved head, some of you are bald. This is one of the reasons they stare at you. You shave your head, or you have a specific hairstyle that most people don't have. And you know what, pile one, people feel that you bring hope to them because your attitude is so moving forward, so future oriented, so open towards growth. People feel that around you, and you also inspire them to do the same. So people stare at you because of that. You inspire them in so many ways. Some of you speak about your projects and they just don't even realize that you've been working on all of this. Many of you actually show up as novice or beginners sometimes, maybe because of your looks, maybe because of your attitudes. maybe because you have a bit of a joyful, youthful, fun way to be around, so people don't realize that you've accomplished so much. This is something very surprising. You might notice people staring at you because of your hair. I am again picking up hair. You guys could have big afros for some. Something about the hair. You guys could see 333, 313. Yeah, we have blossoming abundance. Number 3. Yeah, you guys could see 333, 313, 303. So why do people stare at you, pile 1? I'm hearing, I have the ability to transform no matter what. I will move forward, and I am using my ancestral gifts to do that. This is, I'm hearing you guys are giving that kind of energy, that kind of message when people are around you. People feel that you're transforming, you're not staying stuck. When things are dead, they're dead, and you know that it's time to move forward, it's time to move on, it's time to accept the transition, and that's okay with you. You understand that. You understand that it's time to move forward and move on. I also see some of you, you have the bad habit to ghost people. So yes, this is a very I would say Libra kind of energy. So yes, this is something also people stare at you at, because you might meet people that you used to talk to in the past, and then you see them in a public setting, and then you're like, oh, you don't know if you should say hi, you're just a little bit comfortable because you have ghosted them. So this is not for everybody, but yeah, definitely here I see people who have ghosted. You guys have ghosted someone or a group of people because they're just not really helping you grow or move forward. So if they're not part of your expansion, you're okay leaving and moving forward. You could have problems with confrontation sometimes, so not wanting to speak or say things very clearly and just move forward without really giving much explanation. And yeah, I mean, that's okay. Pile 1. I also hear, Pile, when people see that you're protected, you're very much protected by your guides, your spirit team. They just sense that they don't know, they feel that you're someone who's blessed. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much, in terms of abundance that society expresses, so anything that has to do with money, luxury objects, and stuff like that, you might have very little of that, but people feel that you're blessed and that you have abundance, that your abundance is always blossoming, that your abundance is always being renewed, and you guys are always walking in a path of abundance because you're open to any kind of abundance. Abundance is not about always material objects. Abundance could be about love, about having a great support system, about having a great relationship with your kids, with your family. They feel that it's really abundant to be around you. So this is one of the reasons they stare, and that you're also protected, very much protected from any kind of negativity. Sometimes they might even feel that you start a project or you start doing some kind of hobby and it usually produces money. Look at these coins everywhere. It's like you're able to pick up on places where you can make extra income. Some of you are very much connected to nature. You actually get a lot of inspiration from nature, especially when it comes to your own abundance, how to create more abundance in your life. A lot of you get a lot of ideas there. You guys could be journaling in forests or spending a lot of time in forest and receiving insights from your guides. People can stare and feel all of that energy, especially the sensitive ones, but I am sensing that most people feel that yes, you are blessed, you produce magic, that you have a lot of abundance around you, and that really people appreciate you, Pile 1. Alright, Pile 1, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like if you liked it. See you later. Hi Pile 2, how are you? You guys chose personal power. So let's see. Why do people stare at you, Pile 2? Okay, I am sensing here Scorpio rising, Leo rising, or Leos, Scorpios. Of course, Leo because of this tiger energy. Some of you could have been born on a tiger year. With the Chinese horoscope. Okay, I am picking up, yeah, definitely strong Scorpio, strong Leo energy here. So why do people stare at you, pile 2? Okay, so the first thing here, pile 2, there is an energy here that tells others that you've had wounds, you've had to go through battles, you've had to go through hardships, but you managed to pass all the tests, you've managed to conquer your fears and to be victorious with the battles and the difficulties you've had in your life. People see that you have a lot of personal power, pile 2. It's almost like obvious evidence. This is the reason they stare at you. You guys have earned your stripes, like they say. So there's something about that. Others, I also sense some here could have tattoos, something on your skin. Or I'm also hearing beauty spots everywhere. That's another thing. Something that is unique about what you have on your skin. So it could be piercings, it could be tattoos, it could also be beauty spots or freckles, maybe a lot of freckles. Why do people stare at you, pile 2? Your energy is very potent, so that's why I was picking up Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn. There is an intensity around you, pile 2, an intensity that says, look at me, almost like, not that you're trying, it's just inside of you. Your energy is very potent, so people, they feel very magnetically attracted to look at you. They can't really help it. You're just someone that people like to look at, people like to stare at. There is this pull towards you. It has to do, again, I am sensing it has to do with what you've been through, what you had to go through. And a lot of you guys had to go through this alone with very little support or no support, and you actually moved forward anyways. You have gone through this difficulties alone, and you've managed to move forward even though most people would have given up. Most people would have ended up on the streets, I'm hearing, ended up on drugs or on all kind of addictions. You've moved forward. You managed to pass those tests, and this is something people see. Some of you could have a scar. So some of you could have been in some kind of accident and you have a scar. I'm also hearing a birthmark. There is a beauty about you that is very raw here, pile 2, raw and primitive. A beauty that is very interesting. Like your beauty has, again, I am sensing very primitive energy. Like this is the kind of beauty that not everybody would agree on, let's say. It's not like a standard type of beauty that we call beauty in terms of society. It's a type of beauty that is pulls people towards you, make you feel like someone who's super attractive, but you can't really pinpoint why. It's not like you have perfect looks or perfect traits or perfect, there's something about you that just gets people staring and they feel attracted to you, pile 2. It is having to do with your attractiveness. Very attractive. There could also be very strong sensual, sexual energy that's coming out of you with this feline energy. You guys could be connecting to the divine feminine, whether you're female or male. You have that connection with the divine feminine that makes you even super attractive. Whether you're a female, people feel that you guys are goddesses, you guys are embodying the divine feminine, that you're very comfortable in your skin, you're very comfortable in showing your soft, your light feminine and your dark feminine as well. And if you're a male, people see you as someone who is comfortable with their feminine side. Not that you're necessarily feminine, but you're able to draw on your feminine side to actually be even more attractive. So something like that here shows up. Some of you have beautiful beards. So if you're a male, it's your beard has something to do with why people stare at you. I'm also hearing pile 2. People can't really cross the line with you. You don't let people cross the line with you, pile 2. This is one of the reasons they stare at you. They know that they can't cross the line. Something about your, again, they're attracted. They get pulled towards you, but they know they have to watch their language. For example, if they're flirting with you, they have to be careful with the way they approach you. So you can't really cross the line with you. You guys have a lot of power, and you don't shy away from showing it or demonstrating this power or this personal power by even being vocal. Some of you could speak up in places where most people wouldn't want to speak. Some of you could have an ability to stand out. So some of you could be into drama play, like theaters. You guys could be actors. You guys could be made for that kind of life, whether you've actually done it before or not. You guys could have a skill in that kind of a performance kind of art. Some of you have maybe even a hobby, or you are working in the arts. I'm also hearing pile 2, when you show up in a place and where there are a lot of strangers, no matter how many attractive people are there, no matter how many smart, interesting people are there, you guys, when you show up, everybody stares, everybody turns their head, because this is a white tiger, right? You notice that this is so rare and unique. So you're just different. So people stare at you. You guys could have very different stare. Even you guys might have a stare that is very unique and very intense. That's why I was picking up Scorpio rising, because of the way they stare at others. It doesn't have to be Scorpio rising, but I just sense that the way you stare at others is very intimidating, intense. You guys could be the type that actually lock your eyes into other people's eyes, so you are not afraid of eye contact, which is something that most people are afraid of. So you guys have that very intriguing energy around you. Many people don't know how you can lock eye contact with them. I'm also hearing you guys have a sense of cuteness about you. There's something very cute about you, pile 2. Let's take a look at your tarot. We have the Knight of Wands, Son of Staffs. So, pile 2, why do people stare at you? You bring a light into darkness. So like I said, no matter how many beautiful, attractive people are in a room, when you show up, you always bring light into darkness. There is something about your energy that is so potent, so transformative. You see these butterflies, and also warrior-like, that actually people can't help it but actually look at you. You bring a lot of magic with you, pile 2. There's something about you mastering something here, mastering a skill, mastering a hobby, mastering some kind of ability that people can sense. So you have that confidence that many people don't have. You're able to actually approach others in a very bold and daring way, pile 2. Very bold and daring. Some of you could have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, a lot of fire. And your boldness is something that takes people off guard. And also I'm hearing pile 2, when you guys go out at night, you could dress up really nice. Some of you love to dress up super nice, especially if you're going out at night, if you're going out with your friends for drinks, or if you're going out with your partner. People can't help but stare at you. You guys have this way of dressing up, of showing up in like almost like your best looks. You look so gorgeous. This is something that people can't help but notice. People are definitely attracted to you here, Paro, too. A lot of attractive people, people could be in a room, but you are the most attractive. People just are sensing this energy of, wanting to be around you, wanting to be even sexual with you. Some people are actually have a lot of fantasies about you, sexual fantasies, Paro, too. And it's something that they can't really help. They stare at you because of that. Could have some kind of very sensual energy around you. Your energy is very attractive because of its sensuality. Almost like you're not afraid of your sexual vibe. You're not afraid of who you are. It's part of your expression, and it's not something you're necessarily hiding here, Pile 2. It could also be something that you've been using to your advantage because you have mastered the ability to use the sexual energy, the sensual energy around others. You don't overuse it, you just know when to use it and when not to. People stare at you because you guys have this sense of adventure, fun, excitement. When you show up, people are inspired to do the same. You guys could be always going on trips. You guys could be talking about the last trip you've been on. You guys could be talking about the last adventure you've been on. It doesn't have to be something crazy, but always the way you talk about it, the way you relate to it, or you speak about it to others, people just are like mesmerized by the energy that you bring forward. So you never stop, Pile 2. You never stop. You have so much energy. The energy is fun, exciting, adventurous, and they love that. It's very youthful, very energetic. People are just excited when you guys are around them. And you don't stay too long as well. This is the Knight of Wands we're talking about, so they don't always stay around forever. This is also something that makes them stare, so they know that your energy is here for a short while. So you might have left in the middle of a social setting, you might have come early or late and then leave early. So they kind of try to use the magic or try to get inspired by your light during the time that you guys are around, because they know that you're gonna be almost like, I'm hearing Cinderella transforming into a pumpkin and then disappearing all of a sudden. So yes, you have scars, you have wounds, you have battled a lot, but this made you a strong warrior. This made you comfortable within yourself. You're authentic, you're genuine. People love spending time with you. They love your sense of adventure and fun. This is very something that mesmerizes most people. People speak about you when you're not around, Pile 2. People speak about you when you're not around. The type of especially those who know what you've gone through, even if they don't know. I'm hearing like people from work, for example, just meeting you, they sense that you've gone through a lot and you still are able to bring up this amazing energy with you and bring the lights with you. And this is almost like really interesting. They just can't help but stare. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Some of you have an ability to speak the truth no matter what. So there's this genuine energy about you that people can see. This is something very attractive. They just stare because you guys have this ability to be sharp and be genuine no matter what. You guys say the truth no matter what, even if it's sometimes in a way that is funny, or using humor, or using maybe metaphors, or using, different ways to bring this truth. But the truth is always your, let's say, your policy, Pile 2. You don't really, sometimes you don't even care if someone is not going to like it. For you, it's really important. So this is the kind of thing that people stare at. They just wonder, how do you do it? So many things they wish they could say, so many things they wish they could express, and they're not expressing. And you guys have no problem doing it. They might also notice here when they're staring at you that you have a lot of inspired thoughts and ideas. Actually, when you talk about the truth, it's not to break people's heart, it's not to make people uncomfortable, it's because you're bringing an inspired idea, an idea that most people haven't thought about. And it's because you have so much creativity with this Knight of Wands. You have so much creativity, you have so much life experience here, pile 2, that you get inspired easily. You get almost like a lot of nudges here from your guides in terms of what you need to do next. So if people are trying to brainstorm about something important in your work, let's say, you're a lot of the time the one who bring creative ideas in your groups, pile 2. People stare at you because of that, because you're not afraid to say so. You're not shy to say what you want to say. So you have this authentic way of speaking your truth that people love, and it's very refreshing, pile 2, very refreshing. Most people don't do this. It's very refreshing. It's very also inspiring. People admire that about you. A lot of people actually, they stare at you because they feel you guys could be a leader. I don't know if you lead in some kind of setting. If you don't, people actually see you as a possible leader in the future, that you could have the ability to lead others into battles, into things that are very difficult. So into actually conquering a lot of unknown territory, unknown projects, things that are completely new. You're able to start, to initiate. You don't have problems with that. You're bold. You're taking initiatives without necessarily listening to what everybody has to say. You do trust your insight. You do trust your instinct here, pile 2, and you move forward. And a lot of the time, pile 2, they're staring because they don't even know how you bring those beautiful ideas to the groups. You know, how do you list, how do you even hear out those amazing ideas? Where did you even manage to pick up those thoughts? People, a lot of the time, they're not going to tell you, but they're so impressed with the way you think, the way you get inspired, that those ideas are so creative, so out of the box, that they don't know, like, how come you're so different? How come you're thinking this way? This is really intriguing to them. They stare at you when you speak. A lot of the time you guys speak in a way that is direct, frank, genuine, authentic, and you get people inspired to do the same. There's a lot of strength as well, pile 2, with the way you express yourself. People stare at that. They feel that you're very powerful and strong and confident. And pile 2, a lot of, again, I said the light, you bring the light in the settings you show up. And here, look at this hand, all this confusion. If you show up in a, let's say in a meeting, there's a lot of confusion. People are stressed, they're in dark places. Look at all the darkness. You show up and you bring the light with your ability to speak the truth. Here you show up and you bring the light with your ability to be creative and bold and adventurous. In both cases, you are able to bring the light in darkness. This is something most people can't do, and this is definitely the reason why they're staring at you. Let's take a look at your oracles. You have 2 actually, pile 2. Let's look at this. You have indecision and you have storm warning. Storm warning in the reverse. So we have an 8 and a 10. So why do people stare at you, pile 2? You shake them out of their stillness. So if they're like stuck in some kind of stalemate, especially with this indecision card, if you are in places, or if you show up in a place where people are indecisive, they're unable to, like I said that here, in darkness, confused, maybe a lot of illusions, unable to see clearly, are in a place where they really are some kind of crossroad because they're unable to move forward. They just stay there, they're just standing there, and they're unable to really make a choice or make a decision. And you guys show up and you shake them out of that. You shake them out of that. It becomes almost like evident. So they were afraid maybe to take a step forward. They were afraid to choose a path. They were afraid to move forward. And then you guys show up, and this becomes almost hilarious. You guys are so decisive. You guys are so straightforward. You guys are so honest and frank with others. If someone is asking you, you know what, pile two, can you help me? I'm trying to decide, should I do this or that? You don't care. You actually say the truth. You don't really try to hold back. You do show them, you know what, if you stay like this, indecisive, this could happen. All this craziness could happen to you. I would suggest you do this, and this is the reason why. And your ability to explain, your ability to be genuine and to be honest and straightforward is something that they just can't help but stare at you, pile two. You guys could show up in places where there's very a lot of stagnant energy. I am sensing stagnant, difficult, dark, low vibe energy as well, pile two. And you bring abundance, you bring movement, you bring action, you bring people to actually take action. Even if sometimes it is really uncomfortable and they resist it, you guys push them towards this change, push them towards the necessary transition they have to take, the necessary decision they need to make to finally start taking action, taking charge of their lives. People stare at you because you have that kind of ability, which many people don't have. And you do it in a way that is straightforward, but actually is much more gentle than the repercussion of staying stuck and stagnant. It's much more gentle than actually staying in an indecisive mode. So people really respect you for that. You're not kind of like pushing them just to push them. You understand the consequences of staying stuck and stagnant. And when you push them forward, when you help them make those choices, those decisions, take back their power, use their personal power here, pile two, you guys are shaking them out of their stagnant energy, and you're avoiding them a lot of disastrous things because you guys have gone through a lot. You know what bad things can happen when you're just staying stuck and stagnant in places that don't serve you anymore. So you do bring some kind of maybe storm, shake them out of their stagnancy in order to move forward and help them with the transition. Alright, my beautiful pile twos, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know in the comment sections. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hey pile three, you guys chose Rainbow Dragon. So let's see, why do people stare at you, my beautiful pile threes? Pile three. I'm hearing you guys bring all the elements. You guys could have maybe a mixed chart. Your chart could be, doesn't have to be, but you guys could have earth, fire, water, air. You guys could have a mix of all of that. If not, it doesn't matter. They still feel that way around you, pile four. Sorry, pile three. They feel that you have all these elements. You're using them to your advantage. And it's really interesting because dragons are elemental beings, elemental creatures. They don't have all the elements. They're always, they're very much into two elements, one element, so it could be fire and earth, stuff like that. So with you, pile three, they sense that you are mastering all the elements. So there is almost this magician energy here that you show up with. There is the ability to create anything you want. You control those elements to bring forward what you need. There's also a sense of your self-expression is very unique. You guys have people staring at you because you just look so different. Your looks are different. You dress differently. You like to be maybe an artist. You guys could have a very artistic way of dressing up. Your hair could have a lot of colors in it. You guys could love having rainbow hair colored in rainbow colors or in different colors for most people in your environment. Your makeup could be very different here, pile three. You just attract people's eyes. They can't help but stare at you. It's just very obvious that you're different, you're unique, and you have a sense of even being powerful, being comfortable with who you are. You're comfortable in your skin, you're comfortable in your difference. Some people here are from the LGBTQ community, and it is part of your difference and something that you don't have problems showing or promoting about yourself. It's part of your uniqueness. I'm also hearing some people here also speak different languages. You guys could speak multiple languages, different languages. Others here have the different looks because of their cultures. It doesn't matter what it is. You have a very strong difference, and people really enjoy staring because it's they can't help it. A very unique look here for sure. People as well are staring because they kind of want to approach you, but they're afraid. It's almost like approaching a dragon is not easy. You can't help but be mesmerized and be interested and not like being able to move away your eyes from a dragon, but wanting to approach. Once you start approaching, it's a little bit scary, right? Because you don't know what the dragon is going to be, what kind of reaction. You could get burnt, of course. Okay, you are able to shapeshift your pile 3. This is something that people really like to stare at you because you shapeshift. So you could come up one day with really crazy look, colorful look, and then super conservative the other day. So this could be about looks, doesn't have to be. You're able to shapeshift in terms of the places you're in. So if you're, let's say, in a work setting, you can easily shapeshift around the people you are with. So if it's let's say just colleagues, you're able to easily acquire the energy, the vibe, the what that you need to easily get involved and get part of the group, but also shapeshift in different looks and different vibes when you're with other people. People also stare at you because they might find you in groups that they are not expecting you to find, that expecting to find you. For example, you guys could be doing, guys could be in a group, let's say in a, how do you call that? Like, singing. You guys could be singing, or, a group, music group, For example, they go to a place and then they see you singing, and they go to maybe a theater and then they notice that you actually act. You do things that people don't know about. It's really unusual for them. There's a lot of charisma as well. This is the reason they stare at you. Very charismatic. Very joyful as well, part 3. You guys definitely shapeshifters here. You don't have a problem easily integrating yourselves, even though you're so unique, even though you're so different, even though you have this look that is so unusual. You guys dress differently, but it's really easy for you to understand others and kind of easily stick with a group and then move to another group, and easily as well understand and speak with these other people. Some of you have traveled a lot. Let's take a look at your tarot, pile 3. You have the Sun of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So let's see, why do people stare at you, pile 3? You remind them of someone. There is comfortable energy around you. Even if you have so much unique look and stuff, when they get to know you, one of the reasons they stare at you is that it's so strange, because you have such a unique look, you have such a strange, different look from other people around you, but then you're also someone who reminds them of someone else, someone that has brought them some kind of comfort when they were younger, pile 3. This is something that is intriguing to them. You remind them of someone from their childhood, maybe someone from their hometown, someone that they used to like or feel comfortable around. You also, the reason they stare at you, pile 3, is that they see you work hard. So you guys could be interacting with these people at work. It doesn't have to be. They know that you're a hard worker. They know that you're someone who is reliable. One of the reasons they stare at you is you have this very maybe cool, creative, artistic look to you, but you don't act like someone who is flighty, for example. Maybe sometimes artists are not super reliable, but in your case, you are reliable, you actually very steady, you're someone who, if you say that you're gonna do something, you will do it. If they ask you to be there for them for something, you will be there for that. If you actually put your head into doing some kind of project, you will do it. It will take time, but you will do it. So your slow and steady energy is actually very intriguing to them, because it's almost contradictory with the way you look or the way you show up at first, or the way you portray yourself, or maybe the way you dress. So we have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, very earthy. This is one of the things they really enjoy here, pile 3. This is one of the reasons they stare at you. Very earthy, very, very earthy, so practical, logical, rational. You understand things in the 3D. Even though you have this extravagant style sometimes, you are earthy. You're someone who is practical, who understands what works and what doesn't work in the world. I'm also hearing some of you, pile 3, the reason they stare at you is they feel that you guys have accumulated a lot of wealth, a lot of resources, money in the long term. It took a long term, but you have accumulated a lot in your life, or that you have parents who have accumulated a lot of money, slow and steady, but have accumulated resources here. But there is a sense that you guys are untamed no matter what. Even if you know all these things, even if you're super practical, you are untamed. There is a sense that you guys are always gonna be independent. And you're not afraid of being alone, of standing out in a crowd. This is something very intriguing to them, because most people around you could feel uncomfortable in their skin. There's something about you that screams harvest time, pile 3, harvest time. So this is one of the reasons they stare. They feel that you guys have, it's the time for you to harvest. You've worked hard, you put the energy on the right places, and now it's time to harvest the fruits of your labor. This is something that people really enjoy understanding. Maybe there's a curiosity around this. They don't know how you did it. A lot of them, when they speak to you, they understand your attention to details. They understand that you're a hard worker. They understand how much organized you are. They understand how much you put a lot of energy into working hard. This is the reason they're staring. Let's take a look at another tarot. We have Malika of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of practical energy here, pile 3. Very, like, people admire you, I have to say. People admire you, pile 3. You guys have, one of the reasons they stare at you, you guys have something about your home. The way you take care of your home, the way you decorate, the way you bring the sensual energy in your home that is very unique, in your own style, in your own ways of uniqueness, where you actually express yourself. A lot of you express yourself through your home. A lot of you express yourself the way you dress, the way you take care of your kids, the way you take care of your families, your husbands. This is something that they can't help but stare, especially if here you guys are married or have a long-term partner. They wish you guys could be their long-term partner. They see that you have patience, that you have the ability to be kind, generous, compassionate, and also self-nurturing, self-caring, able to really take care of your body and be comfortable in your skin. This is the reason they stare at you here, pile 3. They stare at you because of your ability to with all this generosity, also care about yourself, listening to the rhythm of your body, listening to the rhythm of the earth, connecting with the earth cycles. A lot of you are connecting here with the earth cycles, understanding when it's right to eat this type of fruits, for example, and not this one. Really important when it comes to your diets. You're very good at picking the right foods, the right the right foods, the right things for you that's gonna actually enhance your beauty, enhance your health. You have the sensuality that people can't help but stare at you. A lot of you could wear browns, gold. Gold looks really amazing on you, pile 3. Gold, brass, amber, bronze. These colors could really stand out on you. Pile 3. You guys could have a few gorgeous jewelry items. People are wondering how you actually paid for those. I'm also hearing pile 3. One of the reasons people stare at you, they feel you guys have a secret to your beauty, a secret to your youth, a secret to your ability to embrace yourself, some kind of secret. So there's mystery here surrounding you. It's almost like you don't have to be so beautiful. You could be just, let's say, regular beautiful. It's just the way you feel comfortable in your skin, feel comfortable in your own body, and the way you dress, or almost like are able to choose the right piece of clothing or the right piece of jewelry or the right way of doing your hair that really stands out, really makes you look good and feel good as well. Another thing here, people stare at you because a lot of them have never felt as comfortable. There's a comfort here around you. Some of you might make good comfort foods. You guys could just make a great host when people come to you. They stare at you, they see you as someone who's one of the best hosts. So you invited them somewhere or to your place, and they feel really comforted and good when they're around you. You guys could have showed up with people who had troubles or who have been going through a lot of issues, and you have been very nurturing and motherly or fatherly to them. They felt really comfortable. They feel that you guys are very reliable. They can count on you. Pile 3. This is one of the reasons they're staring. You're going to show up as someone that people can count on, that people can rely on no matter what. You're not afraid of showing your true self. Many of you might not wear so much makeup, or the makeup you wear, again, is unusual. Not many people would dare to wear something like this. Some of you like to wear your traditional clothes. This is one of the reasons people stare at you, because you like to wear your traditional clothes. I'm hearing sovereignty. You guys portray a certain type of power that comes from ancient times. Sovereignty, yes. You have roots in something that is, so your culture is, or your cultural background has a lot of richness to it. It reminds me of ancient Egypt. Yes, anxiety. Part 3. You are someone who's able to heal or really calm down people's anxiety because of the way you're so comforting. It's almost like the opposite energy of this Malik of coins. The reason they stare at you is a lot of people you guys get stared at are anxious around your energy. They don't know how to come your way. They don't know how to act around you because they feel not good enough. So you guys could be receiving a lot of stares from people who feel not good enough, who feel, or who were feeling good about themselves, but then when they see you, they're like, oh my God, how can she or he be so beautiful even without makeup, or even without dressing up, or even without being in this specific standards of our society. This person, pile 3, is not even in the specific beauty standards, but we all find them sensual, gorgeous. So this can actually create anxiety around people around you, maybe even specifically females here. They might feel anxious around you or feel like they're not good enough. You guys have comforted a lot of people, a lot, pile 3. You have, again, this motherly energy. So people, ultimately, even people who are super anxious, who feel weird or who are not sure about themselves or feel not good enough, you guys are able to calm them down. At some point, you just are able to nurture them and comfort them. They also know, pile 3, that you may have gone through times where you were anxious as well, where you felt uncomfortable, even not good enough. They could feel that you might have gone through times like that, but it's a time that you left behind, that you haven't held on to. You decided to move forward. You decided to build yourself up and become this Queen of Pentacles. It's like you make them feel here, when they stare at you, you make them feel like someone who has accomplished a lot, who has accomplished what they needed in their lifetime to actually be proud, be comfortable, be authentic, because you have made it. You've made it. So these anxious times that you've gone through, maybe when you were younger, maybe when you were younger, I'm seeing here teenage years with this number 18, maybe 18, when you guys were 18 was an important year. So teenage years, maybe in your early 20s, a lot of anxiety around money. Yes, security, emotional security. You guys could have gone through a lot of insecurities around money around that time. And they know this. People stare at you because they know that now this is who you are. You've worked up, maybe like the ladder, you've worked up your confidence level slowly, until you've reached what you needed to reach. So your past is in the past here, pile 3, and this is something they can't help but stare. Yeah, because at the time you guys could have been anxious or felt not good enough, or really kind of beaten yourself up about different things, especially when it comes to emotional security. I'm seeing the root chakra here, root chakra imbalances back in the days. But you're not there anymore. And this is something that inspires others. They feel like, yeah, I can do it too. If pile 3 has done it, yeah, one day I can become this Queen of Pentacles. Even, you guys show up as this long-term partner for so many people. You have so many people who would love to ask for your hand. This is pile 3. A lot of them would love to be married to you and have you being at the center stage of their home. Come to you at night when they're done work, come and speak to you and spend time with you and eat your beautiful foods. All right, my beautiful pile 3s, I hope you're good. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you at another reading. Bye.